What's this like? Hey there my dudes, hope you're all doing well today. Welcome to Dom Does Demos, a series where I take a look at all the various demos that are available on the PlayStation Store, many of which are multi-platform, so these little overviews can apply to many different devices. Today we're looking at a bit of a strange one, but one that was very enjoyable, and that is Maddo Ratto Deddo, which is a unique game, being that it's a rhythm-based platformer. Yeah, just wrap your head around that for a moment. It's brought to us, developed and published by Nippon Ichi Software, who are a very prolific Japanese developer with a list of projects longer than my arms, various anime-related JRPG things and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they've done. And this game was released at the end of October last year, and it's available on PS4 and on Nintendo Switch. Well, obviously also on PS5. So let's take a little look at the story, shall we? Because it's a bit of a weird one. The game begins where we learn that our protagonist, the Mad Rat himself, is actually dead. So at the very start of the game, you would have seen you get an interactive opening where you have to answer questions, and as you are doing that, the rat is getting experimented on. So this is a lab rat that has been used and thrown away, but somehow finds itself talking to somebody. This somebody is then revealed, as you can see on the screen right now, and it is the rat god who, okay. So, she talks to us about the fact that we have got an opportunity for a second chance at life. She will grant us a wish. She will allow us to go back and relive our life again. The rat's wish is to go back and kill the scientist that put him in this position in the first place. But before we can do that, we have to learn how this game actually plays. So what occurs next is a tutorial section where the rat god teaches us the various nuances and mechanics of how this rhythm action platformer plays out. Let's take a look. So the beat in which you have to stick to is literally the beat of the rat's heart, which I thought was quite a funny little touch. And just like with every other rhythm action game, If you hit those button presses perfectly, then as you saw there, it comes up and says great, good, excellent, or failure, and you get points accordingly depending on how well you do. The game does a pretty good job of teaching you all the different button combinations. There are quite a few different moves to learn, and it's very generous with how it teaches you. As you can see here, this is the rat learning a dash move, which is very simplistic, just press the circle button in time with the beat. And there are also drop attacks and enemy bopping attacks, like homing attacks, long jumps, war jumps, lots and lots of different things, but the game teaches you them quite nicely. And I quite like the way that it's all done in time with the music. Like, you can break the timing, like you don't have to do it exactly in time with the music, but there's a mechanic that gets introduced once you get towards the end of the demo, which in the actual game proper really comes into play with getting the beat properly, and that's like a move counter. This is sort of a timer / move counter. So the more you do things wrong and the more you have to sort of redo them, the quicker it burns through that counter. So learning to get things on the beat as much as possible is probably worth your while. The last thing you get introduced to is the rewind time mechanic. This is a very handy little feature that allows you to redo sections that you might mess up on or die while tackling enemies or trying to cross gaps or something. The only downside is that the rewind time counter also is tied into that timer, that counter, move counter that I mentioned that's in the top left corner of the screen. So the more you rewind time, the more it'll take chunks off of that, so just bear that in mind. Something that really stood out to me about this game was the soundtrack and the visual design. Every level has a completely different track, and it's pretty cool because there's a jukebox background music menu in the main menu where you can go back and listen to some of this stuff, and some really, really funky music. So when you're playing along, it's very pleasurable doing the whole keeping in time with the beat thing because the tunes are just so funky, and it just looks really, really good. The cartoony style, it's got attitude to it, the way that the rat looks, it's very nicely drawn, you know? I very much appreciate a good looking cartoony game, and this definitely ticks all the boxes for me. Music, personality, looks, gameplay, brilliant. At a certain point, you meet a bunch of other lab rats, or mice, depending on how you want to look at them. They look a bit like mice to me, but they are rats apparently. They are a bit, I don't know, they don't seem to be quite all there in comparison to our character, and they're not very helpful. But then there's a twist in the tale because you encounter them again a bit further on towards the end. And look at that. So yeah, this is the boss fight that I got to do. It was very unique and interesting. Waves of enemies, you have to deal with one, and then more and more come over time. It took quite a lot of attempts, I'm not going to lie to you. It wasn't a quick and easy thing, and it wasn't because I didn't know what I was doing, it's just the random variable nature of it, and the more stuff it throws at you and getting the timings right and things like that, it just took a little bit of getting used to, but I did overcome eventually. So there you have it, folks. That is my overview of the trial version of Maddo Ratto Deddo. 5 levels and a boss fight. Very generous, I feel, for a demo. It took well over an hour for me to get through the whole thing, and it was so much fun. It was just such a unique, interesting experience to have a rhythm action game paired with a platformer. And like I said before, the music and visual design are just really, really nice. I personally really want to play this game fully from start to finish now. I've heard lots of good things about it as well, things that I've looked online, people seem to be quite favourable about this game. But yeah, would I recommend this game? Absolutely. I think that you should check it out. But if you don't want to check out the demo and you just want to jump straight in and get the game, you've seen this. I played it, so you didn't have to. Unless you want to, that is. Anything you want to ask me or any comments you have about Maddo Ratto Deddo, please drop them down in the comments. Those things always help. Leave some likes if you would be so kind. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, and check out my notification box, my description box, for other information on ways in which you can help support the channel and connect with me in other ways, including Twitch, because I'm live over there every week. I will be back for another demo very, very soon, and just don't forget, this is available now on Switch and PlayStation. If it's your cup of tea, go and check it out. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all real soon. Take care now. Bye bye.